welcome back to the flight deck. It's been a good quiet flight through the night. No real clouds to speak of, no weather. Just cruising along. We're about 80 miles roughly from the top of descent. So it's time to start getting ourselves set up for the arrival into Jakarta. I'll show you where we are. And we can take a look at what we have. So here's where we are. Currently out over the water. We're heading up to the entry point into the arrival of the Yoke. We'll make a right-hand turn. We'll be starting our top of descent just after that turn. Then we're going to head down towards the coast where we'll make the turn in pretty much to intercept the ILS and come in. And again, once we're down on the ground, we're landing on 25 left. We'll make a right turn off, then we're going to taxi back to the cargo apron over here. So we're doing good. Everything is on track and looking well. So we can pop down to our display here, our progress page. As you can see, 71 miles to top of descent. We come in here. We're going to have an approach speed. Hi, Talia. An approach speed of 142, which is not too bad in this aircraft. Now, if we pop in, see our decision height is going to be 310 feet. So we will put that in. There we go. 310 feet is entered in. And we're currently just cruising along. We did step climb up to 35,000, so we're where we expect to be altitude-wise. And let me grab the current weather. I'm just going to go off mic for a second. I just want to check the music volume, make sure it's coming through okay. Yeah, music volume seems to be alright. Okay, current weather. We just had an update. In fact, about 9 minutes ago. I'll post that into the chat. So as you can see, winds are 260 at 3 knots. We have 4 kilometer visibility with mist and mist or fog or haze. It says mist. Temperature and dew point are kind of close together, so it's probably causing some ground mist. Oh, music's a tad loud? Okay. Let me bring that down a little bit. Probably some ground fog being kicked in due to the close temperature and dew point. A few clouds at 2,000 feet and 1 at 009 for our QNH. So that is now set. So we've been going for, let's take a look here, 5 hours and 58 minutes since we took off. We did have a planned flight time of, let's see what it said, 5 hours and 55 minutes. So obviously we're going to be delayed a bit on that one. We must have run into probably less tailwind than we predicted. Not really having any headwinds, although we're running into a little bit of a headwind now. A missed approach. Oh, that is yeah, we'll call that one not very punny. But there's where we're headed. You can see it off our right side there. And the other two are still here. There they are behind us. Looks like Nick got all the way up to 40,000 feet, and Kevin's going fishing. Not sure why he's so low, but I'm sure we'll see him down back up at some point. So it's coming along, we're getting closer, and everything is looking good. Again, this is a split route. The original had another 7 hours from here, but it's a little bit much, especially for these airplanes. Although I gotta say, in the F1 series and the 747, we got some long routes coming up there, which should be interesting. Alright, what do we go? 57 miles out from the top of descent. You're on a different arrival than I am. We'll see if that causes any conflict when we come in. The A330, I'm looking forward to that one coming out. That'll be a nice one to have. Definitely. We're just about to make our turn, and we start looking at our descents. We do have a couple limits that we got to hit, so we'll play with that. All right, we're 10 miles from our entry point. And looks like Kevin has disappeared. Kevin, did you get a freeze there? All right, we're heading into our turn. So if we look at go back to their chart, our first restriction is at Olden, which is our next one after our first one after top of descent. We have a floor of 28,000 feet and a speed of 265. See the top of descent marker there. So we're going to come in here out of range now. Okay. So we're going to dial back to 280, and we'll manage the speed as well. So now turning inbound towards the island, basically on the southwest heading. So we can go through our top of descent and our descent checks. So our flight plan page has been checked. Our approach and our star is all inserted and ready to go. Aero minimums have been entered in, and we've verified the landing speed, which is a 142. ILS frequency, I'm going to tune that in. It is 111.1. So there's 111.1, and it's a 248 on the course. Bring that back. It's 248 on the course. That is in and set. Landing elevation here at Jakarta is going to be 50 feet. So we'll scooch down and dial that back to 50 feet. There we go. Fuel quantity is checked, 8.1 tons. Altitude is set. Auto brakes, we'll do it in a little bit. We are on the proper 30-40 flap setting is good. And what we're going to do is manually bring our, oh, there's Kevin appearing over there. We're going to manually bring our vertical speed down, and we're going to look for the banana, and we're going to set it at hold on there, and we want to make sure we hit that 28,000. At hold on, we're as close to it as we can, and we're going to come into our speed, and we're going to start to dial back our speed a little bit. Keep it down at about 265 area. As we begin our descent. Jakarta area traffic, World Express 103, leaving flight level 350 on the, I can't remember the name of the arrival, on the Yoke arrival, runway 25 left, Jakarta. Again, watching that speed as we're descending. I should be able to, that's the button. Couldn't see it in the dark. T65. Hey Dark, hope your day is going well. We're getting the icing range warning, but I don't see no visible moisture, so we're not going to worry too much about it. So, interesting thing, I was driving by our airport today and a Flair Airlines 737 was landing, which is rare. Hello, Gaming Lucky. And you don't see them out in the west of, especially at Toronto, that often. Oh, Nightbot. Good catch. But it turns out that creditors, a bailiff seized the airplane in Toronto. Apparently they're behind in payments, and the leaser of the airplane seized it, along with 5 others scattered around Canada. So I actually saw that plane landing, and then it got seized. Yeah, it's a new low cost based out of the West. Apparently, they're split their leasing with 2 different companies. They managed to pay off one company what they owe them, but they were late and couldn't come to an agreement with the other company, so they seized the airplanes. That was interesting. So it's 28,000 feet, and we're going to hold that until all done, and we're going to keep our 265 airspeed. And everything is looking good so far. World Express normal.
World Express normal.
It's funny. Well, technically we are heavies. Well, the AN225 would fall under the super category, I guess. So once we're through Olden, we can descend down to flight level 230 and same 265 knot speed restriction. Another interesting one is, there we are, go down to 230. Come on, there we go. We'll start down, and we'll look for the banana on that one. Hey, somebody I know who flies for Sunwing said he would never fly for WestJet. He didn't like their corporate mentality. This was after he was flying for, was it Canada 3000 or something like that? Anyway, he actually, we're going to go right down to 17, and I'm going to extend that out a little bit. We have to be 17 at Sagas. So we'll do that to keep us a little bit more, lesser of a descent. Anyway, he's now been grabbed up with Sunwing being approved to be purchased by WestJet, so it looks like he's going to be flying WestJet anyway. Gaming Lucky, which one you fly? What do you mean by that? This aircraft is the A310 that we're currently flying right now. It's a bit dark, but there it is right there. DHL colors. Currently descending into Jakarta. Let's get to 10 likes. Woo! So Aguna, which is our turn point here, we have to be above 230, which is fine. We should be okay. And 265 knots. So I'm actually targeting Sagas at 170 and 250 knots. Since we have a speed reduction there. The ILS is tuned in. Everything is looking good so far. We do have a hold point here at Aguna if we need it, which we don't. Just looking where we're gonna wash out with our turn. I think we'll be a little bit early, so we'll adjust a click or two to make sure we're not porpoising too much on our descent. It looks like Nick's following me in, and Kevin in the Russian behemoth has gone and done his own thing, which is good. He can tell us how misty and what the visibility is like down on the ground. Alright, so we're going to be a little bit low at Aguna, but we should be right on at Sagas. Pushing my descent out a little bit. There we go. There's the turn. We've got a 20-mile run. So about 10 miles out, we'll start slowing down to 250. So we're in the wee hours of the morning here, flying into Jakarta. As mentioned, we left New Delhi about an hour after sunset. So given the 6-hour flight time, and it was about 8 o'clock when we left, I'd say it's about, well, depending on the time zone, 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning here.
Super is fully established ILS 2 for right. Currently 13 to 20 miles out.
Not sure what we got coming back the other way. That is the missed approach. Yeah, that's the missed approach coming back to Next. A little bit of weather. See the weather radar picking up the clouds there. We'll turn on the terrain radar, as we're not really expecting anything in the way of weather proper. It's 18,000. Come down to 17. Everyone just use UTC. It's going to keep extending out that descent rate. Nice and gentle. There's roughly 10 miles, so we'll bring the speed back to 250 now. Starting to level off. How illuminated that whole area is that we're headed to. Alright, so I'm going to turn off the music now. We'll go a little bit of the sterile cockpit. So after 17,000, we're heading down to 11,000 at Next and 230 knots. So we'll set that in. So it's going to give us roughly a 20-mile run to get out to there. start our descent. And if we look at our flaps, that's going to be at 230. We can go do our 15-degree slats at 245, so that's what we'll do. We start getting ourselves geared in. So I'm not too worried about being on. I'll let it go to after, since we are descending down to 7,000 feet at Rudder, but I do want to watch for that speed restriction. In fact, if we now go to 7,000 at Rudder, we should be pretty good right where we are.
On wind side, 700 foot.
There's Kevin doing his thing. We will have to decrease our speed a little bit as we come in. Start to see some of the landscape out the windows. Looking very nice. Well, we got it up to 8 likes. It's not bad. Alright, we're under 10 miles out, so I'm going to decrease our speed to 230. See if we can get her to slow down. And once we drop below 245, we can start putting out the slats. So we're not going to slow down, we're already engines idle, so I'm going to add a little bit of the speed brake. Start moving that speed down in the right direction. So we are going a little bit faster than we want to be. Slippery airplane, the A310. So we're up full spoilers. Extend our profile outwards a little bit. It'll help bring the speed down. It'll also help get us on target a little bit better. Alright, so 7,000 at Rudder is looking good. Coming back towards 230, which is good. So slats 15 in transit. Near the engine starting to spool up as we increase drag. Just watching our banana, where we're going to hit that 7,000 feet. So, UGSO, we got to be at 4,000, and then 3,000 is our intercept altitude, so just bearing that in mind. At Rudder, we have to be at 210 knots. So I'm going to start bringing that speed down now. Speed is starting to come down. And at 210 we can go flaps 15. And we're below 10,000 feet, so we'll get our lights on. Everything's settings on there and our wing lights. Ignition to continuous. We're going into auto brake slow. And of course, we're using the speed brake right now. We're also going to go into final approach mode. 7,000 feet coming up. Switching over to ILS. Next is 4,000 feet at Obeg and 190 knots. 2 miles out, so we're going to go 4,000. 190. We'll start heading down and we can go flaps 15. What? It says 210. There we go. Guess I was squeaked above it slightly. So heading down to 190. And we want 4,000 feet at Obeg. We are 111.0 for the ILS. Actually, it's 111. Yeah, 111.1 and 248 heading. The decision height is set. Localizer is on. So we'll go to VOR localizer. Lock star. Set for 3,000 and at extend that out slightly. There's glide slope coming in. Back to 185. So 195, we can go 2020. There's 190. Slats 20, flaps 20. Coming in next behind us. We got in a little low, but that's fine. We're just a few miles out. Have to taxi around the entire airport to keep wingtip clearance. Oh, good point. Well, that's what you get for being such a big boy. There's Jakarta. we're heading, you can see that mist layer there. You can't see the airport at all. It just kind of comes right up across. There's a peninsula that comes out where the airport is, and it is pretty much invisible. And we have an approach of 140. Should start seeing the glide slope start to move in a second. Twelve and a half miles. Jakarta traffic, World Express 103 heavy, established localizer, runway 25 left, 11 miles out. Alright, glide slope is alive. We're at 1 dot, speed reducing to 170. Land is armed, glide slope is armed. Speed starting to come back. Gear down. Glide slope star. Glide slope capture. Flaps 0. Speed 140. Great. Gear down, 3 green, lights are on, ignition is continuous, flaps full, ground spoilers armed, localizer, glide slope, capture, landing memo, no blue. And we are just about at approach speed. Still don't see anything out there. Decision height is 310 feet. It should be about 283 feet above the ground. Yeah, where did the Antonov go? Just follow the trail of taxi lights that are knocked over. It's 1,500 feet. There's the coast. Again, very same as with Singapore and a couple other places we've been into. The colored lights everywhere. Very nice. It's 3.5 miles, 1,100 feet. There's the airport lights coming in. You can see the lead-in lights. 900 feet. Winds are 1 knot, slightly to the right, so no issue. Yeah, don't hit any lampposts. It's 500 feet. Autopilot off. I have have control.
400. 300. 200.
It's minimums. Our landing.
100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10. 5.
A little bit firm, but we're down. Reverser's full. Auto brakes on. $80 knots. Reverser's idle. $40 knots. Reverser's disengaged. Auto brakes disengaged. And we're getting off at Sierra 6. Yeah, definitely a little bit of a mist out here. You can see it. When he gets the weather right, it looks good. Let's watch those brake temperatures. I'm sure it's going to ding in a second. Jakarta area traffic, World Express 103 heavy, clear 25 left at Sierra 6, taxiing to the cargo apron. Alright, so flaps up, speed brakes disarmed. We're going to go up here to the inner. Let's get the lights off. Take the inner taxiway down to Sierra Charlie 4. Sierra Papa 1. I believe that stands South Perimeter 1. Oh, not enough off to the sides for the 4.7 for it not to tear up the runway, yeah. That would be a real pain. Not sure why Kevin's off to the right of the taxiway when the terminal's off to the left. Not sure where he's going. Oh, are you going all the way around? Wow. That's quite the taxi. Anyway, there's the south terminal. Looking very nice. We're going to go to gate Kilo 17. So let me call up you guys. I want another page here. I don't want a gate, I want a stand. Parking, that's what I want. Kilo 17. Let's see if it's in here. Of course not. This is the cargo ramp anyway. We're coming up to... Oh, there's Kevin. Hey! Hey, Buttbag, hello. You landed on right. Look what I see. You see what I see, Kevin? You got a blue stripe by the looks of it. And there's Nick coming in to land. So it did switch it over when we reloaded in. Excellent. Alright. I don't know what the sim is calling these gates, so we're just gonna go in here. We're going into the, I think it's the second from the left. Yeah, it'll be the second on the left over here. Actually, I'll go in the first one just because, you know, we got Big Bertha behind us here. Alright, so taxi light will come off. Oop, a little too much brake. I'm going to go straight in where that fuel truck is. Parking spot number 1. Over here on the cargo ramp. Ignore the fuel truck. I'm going to. Just got to get my tail out of the way, or else Kevin's going to clip it. And there we are, on the line. So brakes are set. Throw the dome light on as we begin our shutdown procedures. Alright, so strobe lights are off, landing lights are off and retracted, nose lights are off, wing lights are off, runway turn-off lights are off, ignition is off, anti-ice was never on, APU not required, flaps fully retracted, ground spoilers are disarmed, terrain radar is off, weather radar is off, transponder is to standby. Brake fans, not required actually. Brakes are good. They didn't start dinging away at us. Alright, so we are parked up. We'll tell them to hook up our ground power and our chocks. Come up top and turn on the external power. Anti-ice was never on. Fuel levers. Oops. Fuel levers are off both engines. Stop the clock. 6 hours 42 minutes of flight time on today's flight. Turn-off lights are all off. Beacon light can come off. Cabin pressure is good. Signs can come off. Turn off the window heat and the probe heat. There we go. Window heats and probe heats are off. Brake fans, like I said, not required. The brakes were cold. And that is the aircraft shut down. There comes Nick. And Kevin's parked over there. Finally, we're seeing him in the end off. Looking very good. Well, guys, thanks for joining us on today's flight. Greatly appreciated. If you want to join us on these things, my live streams are all open to the community. You can come over to the Discord. Links are in the description. You can find out when we're flying, what we're flying, whether it's multiplayer such as today or if we're on VATSIM like we do on some of the other flights. And again, you're more than welcome to come and join in and fly along. Take care, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow when we continue our world tour. We're flying in Japan, Tokyo to Sapporo. That will be at 1930 hours Zulu tomorrow night on VATSIM. We'll see you there. Bye for now.